Hey guys and girls, I am super pumped today to be bringing you my parts 2 and 3 of starting the Curly Girl method. This is a continuation of my Curly Girl Quick Start Guide, and I hope it's helpful to you. So I'm going to go through just a few more things that I think you may want to add on in your Curly Girl or Wavy Girl journey, as the case may be. As always, I hope you guys will subscribe, and if you have any questions for me or any comments about the video, I hope you will leave those in the comments section below. And without further ado, here are parts 2 and 3 of how to quick start the Curly Girl method. I wanted to give you guys a good phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 for Curly Girl because you hear so many people talking about so many products, and if you're doing anything like what I did at the beginning of my curly hair journey, I bought everything. I don't want anybody to ever know how much I spent on so many products. Granted, I did take a lot of them back. The ones that did not work for me went right back to Target and right back to Walmart and right back to Amazon. I'm sure that my name is on a list somewhere where they, keep track of people who return things, but whatever. So we have good return policies at most of these stores in the US, so I feel pretty good about that. But I tried a lot of things, and then I ended up with a cabinet full of products that I didn't really know what they did or how to use them or where they would fit into a routine. So that's why I would start small and ease into it, and then add a few things on when you get a little bit more comfortable and you understand what these different products do and where they fit. So I have two very favorite deep conditioners. This is Curl Junkie's Curl Rehab. I've talked about this in a few videos before. I love this deep conditioner. This is the Gardenia Coconut Scent. I think it comes in another one. You can find this on shop.naturallycurly.com. You can also find it on the Curl Junkie website. And then there's also a store finder on Curl Junkie's website, so you may find a store close to you that carries this. You just need to kind of look for it. And then my other favorite is the Jessie Curl Deep Conditioning Treatment, especially if you are new to the Curly Girl method and you are desperately trying to get some moisture back in your hair. You're really going to want to do this every week. When my hair was really, really long, and if you're new to my channel, you may or may not have seen some of my older videos in my hair. I just cut 8 inches off of it recently. The ends just would not curl. I mean, this wouldn't even get them to curl. Nothing would. They had just gone completely straight. I used a sample of this one time, and my ends curled up for the first time in a couple of months. It was fantastic. So I really love this stuff. You can find it on Amazon. You can find it on the Jessie Curl website. There may be a store near you that carries it. It's not in stores very often. So I apologize a little bit, sorry not sorry, for recommending products that are not in Target and not in drugstores, but I've used all those and I didn't find them to be as good as the ones that I'm recommending to you guys. So I stand by my recommendations, so I'm sorry they're hard to find. But I can tell you that Jessie Curl does free shipping on her website on the 15th of every month. Amazon has really good prices on her products, and you can get all of Jessie Curl products fragrance free. So if fragrance is an issue for you, then you can totally skip that, which is a really nice option. So this is the Suave Essentials Daily Clarifying Shampoo, and you can see how much I have used of this over the last year. I really only use this once every 3 or 4 weeks. So curly girls, you really need this. You really need this when you're starting the Curly Girl method, because you're gonna get a month in and say, why is my hair frizzy? Why won't it hold curl? Why won't it do anything? Because you need to clarify. Everybody hates clarifying, but you need to clarify. It does make your hair squeaky clean. It gives you a fresh start. I think it's so important. If you're very anti-sulfate, and she doesn't say anything about this in her book, about talking about using sulfates to clarify occasionally, but I find as a wavy, I get weighed down and I need this. So if you are very anti-sulfate, look at something like Diva Curl's brand new Build-Up Buster. A lot of people swear by that. They say it's wonderful, it's fantastic. I haven't tried it yet. It's a micellar water cleansing, clarifying treatment. Again, I haven't tried it. I love this. It works for me. It's cheap. It's like $1.99 for a gallon. Isn't this a gallon? It looks like a gallon. So what do you need to do after this? It's very important. You need to deep condition. Like, you don't need to do this every week. That's once a month, but you have to follow this up with one of these. I mean, otherwise you're gonna be in like straw hair city. You'll wanna leave your deep conditioner on for anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. One thing you'll hear those who are super strictly following the Curly Girl method say is that you shouldn't use shampoo at all. That this sulfate-free shampoo is not curly girl friendly. I never read that in my e-copy of the Curly Girl method. Maybe they read it someplace and I don't know. So they will say that you need to use a co-wash. So again, we're going into phase 2 of Curly Girl method. For wavies, I find that starting with a sulfate-free cleanser instead of a co-wash, which I'll talk with you about in just a minute, is a better option because you're gonna go into oily shock and you're gonna jump off the Curly Girl bandwagon and say it sucks, and you're not doing that. So here's where you start, because your scalp needs to regulate its sebum production and figure out how much you actually need to make once you start using this, okay? So for phase 2, Curly Girl, you may wish to introduce, maybe a month in, you may wish to introduce a co-wash. So a co-wash just means conditioner wash. You are using a conditioner to wash your hair. Some conditioners work better than others. I personally like a co-wash that is formulated to be a co-wash. This is by As I Am. This is easy to find at Target, Sally Beauty Supply, Walmart, etc. Drugstores. It's easy to find and it's, I think, a relatively good price. A lot of wavies will use VO5 conditioners to co-wash with. I've never tried it. It just kind of creeps me out. I want something that's a little bit more cleansing. So in this one, cetrimonium chloride is the third ingredient. That's going to make it a little bit more cleansing than your regular conditioner that you might want to co-wash with. I want to add one thing about using a co-wash. When you use a shampoo, the shampoo does the work. It has the surfactants in it that cling to those bits of dirt and oil that you don't want in your hair anymore and rinses them out. This doesn't do that quite as much. The cetrimonium chloride in this will do that, but really you need to use your fingertips, not your fingernails, but your fingertips to really scrub your scalp. Give yourself a good scalp massage for about a minute and a half all over when you use this, and then do that again when you rinse it out. For me personally, because I am a wavy, my sebum doesn't have as much of a problem getting from here down to here over a few days. So my hair isn't super dry, but I think this is good for my scalp to use every now and then. So I typically use this every 2 or 3 washes, and I wash my hair typically every 2 to 4 days at this point. And then I throw this in there to get a little bit more cleansing. Okay, now we're entering phase 3 Curly Girl method. You've been doing this for maybe a couple of months. You know about deep conditioning, you know about clarifying, you know about co-washing, you kind of know where it fits into your routine and where it doesn't, or if it doesn't. You want a little bit more curl enhancement, you want a little bit more hold, you want a little bit more frizz control. Here's what you're gonna do. The LCEG method, leave-in cream enhancer gel, is a really great one for me for summer, but I do the leg method, the LEG method, leave-in enhancer gel method in the other months. You may want to add a cream. ISO Bouncy Cream has continued to be my favorite cream. This one you can find on Amazon. I really like it. It's nice and lightweight, especially for us wavies. I just think it's a really good cream and I have great results every time I use it. Okay, now I'm going to talk about curl enhancers because these are really important for me. Finding a good curl enhancer was my whole reason for following the Curly Girl method in the first place. That's a whole rabbit hole of a story that I'm not going to go down today, but these are my 2 favorites. The Diva Curl Frizz-Free Volumizing Foam has long been my favorite. They did change the formula recently and I'm not as big of a fan of it, but I find if you use less of it, it still works almost the same. So I can't not recommend it because for it being a foam and being so lightweight, I just think it's a really good option. And then my other favorite curl enhancer is the Mop Top Curly Hair Custard. I know some wavies get a really hard cast from this and they can use this as their gel, a curl enhancing gel. It does not work that way for me. I use just a little bit of this, maybe a dime size amount after my cream, or because it is moisturizing all on its own. So in the fall and winter, I don't need a cream underneath it, but I always need a gel on top of it. So I originally filmed most of the footage of this video a little while back, and when I did, I had not tried a curl enhancer that I desperately want to add to my list of favorites. Innersense I Create Lift. I think this is a contender for replacing my beloved Diva Foam. I love this so much. It's curl defining, it's curl enhancing, and it's volumizing. So I'm really loving this. And then one other I wanted to add last minute is AG Recoil. I've had this one for a while. I like it a lot. but it gets a little bit heavy for my hair. But this is a really good one for those of you looking for a curl enhancer and maybe you don't want to use a foam. This is a great one. I just personally prefer a foam product. So just had to add those. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled programming. So I really feel like I flew through some of that. What questions do we have? Class? Class? All right, guys, I hope that was helpful to you guys in terms of breaking down all these products that everybody's talking about everywhere, myself included. I mean, I have a lot of videos talking about a lot of different products. So learning how to build yourself a routine in terms of what products you like, which ones work for you, and the order in which to apply them, I think is really, really important. I hope that this helps to simplify starting the curly girl method for you. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Have a great curl day. Talk with you soon.